Hey, Paris, how you doing? I'm good. All's good. Just had some ice cream with my nephew about an hour ago. You're good? Good to hear. She's next door at my sister's house, but she's uh, the antibiotics that she's on is keeping her pain away. She's more mobile and she's not having a hard time getting up. But she had like a rash on her back, and now it's like all dry now and it's flaky and bumpy. But she was rolling on her back where the rash was today, like nothing ever happened. So it's kind of weird. It doesn't make any sense. And I wash her back like every 3 days, like it says to do. But I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. And she doesn't seem phased by anything. My mom, yeah, that's what they said it is. It could be allergies or some fungus or something. So I don't know. I mean, it doesn't affect her. She was rolling on her back like nothing ever happened. So I guess it's not affecting her. I don't know. It just looks weird though. I wish it wasn't on her, but you know, she's getting old, so it's like these things are gonna happen. My mom, she's okay. Um, my sister took her to church this morning, and we had dinner with her last night. Yeah, she doesn't really itch it. That's the thing. It's weird. Even when I touch it, she doesn't. Even when I bath her and put the soap all over that area, she doesn't even care. She's like, yeah, whatever. And then she was rolling on her back like nothing ever happened. I don't know. She's a weird dog like that. She doesn't show pain. I mean, you could see she was in pain, limping with her arm, and now that's limited because of the antibiotics and stuff. But she's been more mobile lately, which is good. But the rash part thing, I don't even know if it is a rash. I don't know what the heck it is, but it's just weird. But yeah, my mom came here for dinner last night. She didn't want to come here today. She wanted to just relax at home. Her back's hurting her because she's trying to like clean the house and stuff. And I keep telling her like, she needs to stop. And she's like, oh, I have to do something. I'm not gonna sit here all day. And she hurts her back and stuff. So I'm like, I can't tell her nothing. Sometimes I think she thinks she's young, but she's okay though. I spoke to her a few times today, and then her cousin from Canada called her today from British Columbia and spoke to her for a while, gave her condolences and stuff. So everybody calls her a lot. She gets a lot of phone calls every day. So it's tough, but she's okay. She's all right. She's not like depressed or suffering. She's fine. Hey, Mystical, how you doing? So yeah, mom's okay. She's all right. She'll get through it. We're trying to help her every day. I'm with her like every day. So today I didn't see her at all, but I spoke to her twice. But she's fine. It's nothing really I can do but just support her as much as she can, much as I can. And I'm just trying to help her in every way and make sure that she eats because I've like fed her a lot since my dad died because I know how she gets. She gets all depressed and then she doesn't want to eat and then she gets very weak and then she'll fall or something like that. But I make sure that she has enough food. I take her to the grocery store. I bring her food and she gets mad at me. She's like, "Oh, I don't want no food. It's fine. You don't have to give me food. Don't waste your money on me." And I'm like, "Oh my god, woman, just eat the damn food already." I'm doing good, Mystical. All's good. So she gets worried that, you know, um, buying her food and she gets all paranoid and shit. And then she's like, "Oh, you don't have to buy me food. I'm not a baby. I'll just eat a sandwich or something. I don't care anymore." And I'm like, "Mom, you're gonna eat real food like we used to. Life doesn't stop, you know." So I try to convince her as much as I can to eat, as much as she's supposed to, but I don't want her to skip meals or fall into depression and not eat. So it's been tough on her, obviously, but then she complained yesterday that she's home alone. And then I said, "Well, that's why I'm trying to take you out of the house every weekend. And every other day I want to come and get you, but you're like, And I'm like, woman, man, you're so annoying." Hold on a second. I got to go get Diamond real quick because my sister's going to bed and she's over there. I'll be right back. You ready? You're sleeping over mommy's? Must be nice to be you, huh? Must be nice to be you, sleeping over mommy's house. Straight to the water bowl, huh? And there's nothing in there because you drank it all and you just came from outside with a full water bowl. Crack dog. No, no, no. Go lay down. I don't want you to go on the tile. Go lay down. Go. Go lay down. I don't want you to lay on this tile because you're gonna have a hard time getting up. Good girl. You don't need no more damn water. It's 10 o'clock at night. She's so ignorant. Always going to that water bowl 24/7. And she has water in her bowl outside. Never seen a dog that's obsessed with water in my life. I have to give her medication when I go to sleep. World's biggest pain in the ass. Yeah, she knows what's going on. She acts like she doesn't sometimes because she's rude, right? She wants to get her way. Ever since I've made that water bowl thing for her, you see back there, right here, I made this water bowl thing. I put it up higher and I built it and I made it, put the water bowl in the actual on the stand. Ever since I did that, she goes straight over there because I had the water bowl down here on the ground. And she used to lay down on the tile next to the water bowl as if to say, give me some water. And then she would always try to get up on the tile and slip. So now that I put it over there and on her next to the thing is her blanket right there, right? Where she's sitting on a blanket and her bed's right there too. So I put everything, her bed, her blanket, and the water bowl all in one place. So that way she doesn't have to come over here, aggravate me, and then I have to pick her up and she's coming over here to look in the water bowl, aggravating me. So now like she understands that the water bowl is over there and not to go on the tile anymore. Because every time she goes in that damn tile, she slips and slides all over the place. And it's very annoying because I have to like pick her up. And during the night, she wakes me up because she's stuck and she can't get up. And I come down here and I F her off and argue with her and shout at her and tell her, go to your damn bed and leave the fucking water bottle alone, leave the water jug alone. Like, it's nothing in there. Why the hell are you going over there? So then I started taking the water bowl away and putting it on top of my counter in the kitchen so she can't see it. And that didn't work either. She kept going to like a dumb dog, and she doesn't understand that if I go on this tile, I won't be able to get up because I slip and slide all over the place. So now I figured out how to deal with her and make things better for her by putting everything all in one place and having the the blanket there so that way she can get up on the blanket. If she's on the blanket, she can get up better because it's more grip. But she's very stubborn. I had to like program her to understand to stay over there. And if I tell her, no, no, go back, and she does it because she knows deep down inside she can get up on that tile. Sometimes she can get up, she'll get a good grip, but uh, she's such a pain in the ass, man. But she's doing much better though. When she saw me just now, my sister was bringing her over. She kind of like galloped towards me. She didn't run, but like she walked like faster. You could tell like she's not in a lot of pain anymore, like from her arthritis. So I'm supposed to give her 2 pills a day, but I only give her one because I don't want her to like be overdosed with pills and shit because the pills make her drowsy. And I don't want her to like, I don't want her to like fall or like, get drowsy and have something happen to her and things like that. So I gave her a pill 9 o'clock this morning and then she was very drowsy and like mopey and stuff. So I said, I'll give it to her at midnight tonight when I go to sleep. So that way she's drowsy during the night and sleeps all through the night. So I find it's better if I do it that way. Then when she gets up in the morning, she gets up like quicker. She gets up like faster, like she doesn't have no pain. So it's better that way. Yeah, dogs are so weird, especially this damn dog. But my pit bull, he was very stubborn too. He didn't really listen to me a lot. Sometimes he did what he wanted to do, but he never did half the dumb things that this dog does. That's for sure. This dog chokes on her own water, chokes on food. Um, she pees all over the place like an idiot. Um, like she poos like 5 times a damn day. Dog's crazy. She's just a very stubborn, ignorant dog, and she pees in the apartment and doesn't bark, doesn't tell me like, "Hey, look, I need to go the fuck outside. I gotta pee," like. But see, my pit bull, he wasn't an inside dog. He was an outside dog. But he when I took him for walks and stuff, and I trained him and things like that, he was fine. He never really aggravated me like that. He never did like stupid ass shit like choke on his food and choke on his water every day, and you know dig holes and do stupid things like this dumb dog does. Every dog's different, like just like human beings, but Diamond's by far the weirdest and dumbest dog I've ever, had, for sure. By far the dumbest dog. But my pit bull, he was very smart, very obedient, and I never ever heard him choke on water or food. Never. I don't even remember. Even my mom said the same thing. My mom was like, when I fed the dog, he never did that. He never ever choked or anything like that, or threw up on, and after eating, and because he wolfed down the food so fast, like stupid ass shit that don't make no sense. But whatever. And then you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so I just leave it be. I try not to, shout at her, or like, show that I'm mad at her. Because if I do that, it makes it kind of worse. So I kind of like just, the last time she peed in here, I didn't even say anything to her. I just cleaned up the pee. I told her, come on, let's go outside. And she did. And then I left her outside all day as our punishment. And I didn't shout at her at all, or call her a naughty dog or nothing like that. And that was the last time she peed in here. So that was good. But she has her moments too. I still love her to death, but she's a very annoying dog. She peed over my sister's house a couple times this month. So she's been a real nuisance. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So now I try to understand more that, I have to do things to make it simple, like making that water bowl right next to her so she doesn't have to get up and go on the tile. Because she started to irritate me a lot. I used to get really, really mad at her for going to that bowl every hour to go see if there's water in it, knowing fully well I didn't put any water in there. So then my mom was like, you need to take that bowl and hide it so she doesn't see it. And I said, Mom, she still goes over there because she knows the water bowl is around there somewhere. So she'll still go on the tile like an idiot. And then I said, you know what, Mom? I think I'm going to make a water bowl, a stand, and put it right next to her bed. So that way she sees it, and then she knows there's nothing in there, and she just go to sleep. That way she doesn't have to go to the tile. She'll be on her blanket in her bed. My mom said, oh, yeah, that sounds good. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me try it. So it's been a week now, just over a week. I think I've had it now, and it's worked. So far, so good. Yep, they're even worse than puppies. Yep, they're acting very stupid and annoying. They don't listen. They're hard of hearing now. They could barely see, and then they get older. And you gotta use medication to make them better. It's just a pain in the ass. Now she's got all these issues, this stupid allergy rash thing, arthritis. But you know what, Paris? She eats very well, and she drinks a lot of water, and she eats a good portion of food. It's like it's perfect. So I'm like, she's okay. As long as she's eating and drinking, I'm happy. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's something that I just made it to where it's a foot high. I kind of measured it, to see whether or not it was gonna work. So she loves it. She goes right over to it, and she all she has to do is go like this. She doesn't have to crouch down anymore, or 'cause she used to crouch all the way down to drink it off the ground. Because I didn't want to make a stand for her, you know, because she was only in here for a couple hours, during the night, and I didn't want another thing inside my damn apartment. But I know she's not going to be around for too much longer. But I'm just trying to give her, what she needs because she's older. And I'm just, some days I just want to kick her ass outside and leave her outside for good. But I just don't have the heart to do it because if anything happens to her, I'll never forgive myself. So she's getting too old now, and I don't want nothing bad to happen to her. So I said, well, I need to change the way I do things in here so she can adapt to it properly. So the water bowl was the biggest issue with her. So now it's in the right place. It's the right thing. I pretty much solved the issue of her going to the tile and not being able to get up. So problem solved, and it's working out good. So I'll leave it at that. you know. But even her food bowl and water bowl outside is that height too. It's a double one. And I just made a single one for in here because she doesn't eat in here. But she loves that. She loves to drink water all the time. She's such a nuisance. Yeah, they need that. Oh yeah. Yep. Exactly. Even my pit bull, I had a stand, like I had a stool outside that I put there and put his bowl on there so he doesn't have to go all the way down to the bottom. So I learned that from an early stage with dogs and stuff. Even cats, it's good to have it stepped up a bit too. Animals shouldn't be eating off the floor. You should be putting it up to the height, especially big dogs like her. So I did it for my pit bull and I did it for her too. So it's good. Now she doesn't have to crouch down to drink water and the water goes all over the damn place. Now it doesn't go all over the place because the bowl's right there. She doesn't have to like aggressively, deal with it. Well, she's very ignorant though. She knows that the only way the water's gonna go in there is if I put it in there. And if there's nothing in there, then why are you getting up and going to look again for water that's not there? And I keep telling her every night, go lay down, there's no water in there. And then she'll go, as if to say, damn it, man. If I was outside, I'd have my water bowl. And here, this guy doesn't give me no water. I'm not giving you water past 10 o'clock at night. So right now, it's 10:12 at night. I'm not giving her no more water. Because if I give her water now and I take her outside to pee at midnight, it's not good enough because then she's going to pee through the night. And I don't want her to do that. That's why if I don't give her any water and she pees at 12, she won't be peeing until 6 o'clock in the morning when I get up. Yeah, hey, she can try. Sometimes I give her just a little bit of water, like a quarter cup, just to wet her throat. Like a couple licks and it's over. I just give her a little splash from like my water bottle like this. Like I'll just go boom like that to give her something to like wet her throat before she goes to sleep. And that's all I'll do. I won't give her I won't even give her this much water like this. I won't give her that much. No way. Because then she's gonna pee through the night like an idiot. I've tested it and it happens every time. So after 10 o'clock, I don't give her no more water. I'll give her like a treat or a pill or something like that or a piece of cheese. And then that's it. Just to like keep her, from getting up. Sometimes I take that bowl right out of that stand when she's laying down and I put it next to her so she can drink so she doesn't have to get up. But then about 20 minutes later, she'll get up and go to the bowl again. It's like she has this weird thing, like this weird mentality. I have to eat every crumb and I have to drink every drop of water. I have to wait till those bowls are completely clean and then I'll be satisfied. That's how she is. And she was never like that before. Never. I'd say about 5 years ago, she used to leave half her food in her bowl and she barely drank water. And now she drinks all the water and all the food. No problem. It's like it's weird how her whole eating and drinking pattern changed within a couple years. And I look at her and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? How could you be like older and eat more and drink more? And but yeah, when you were younger, you barely ate your food and you left food behind. The birds used to eat it, and then you'll come back like 2 hours later and try and eat the rest. So it never made any sense to us. We were like, this dog's dumb. She don't even eat her food. And then we changed the food, thought it was the food, wasn't the food. Now she's eating the same food that she ate 5 years ago and eating it all. I don't know, Paris. It's very frustrating to be honest. And like I told my sister and I told everybody, once she's gone, I probably will never get another dog again because it's too much. I want to enjoy my life and not have nothing to worry about, nothing extra to pay for. It's a burden to have a dog these days that's you know dumb. I can't put it any other way. If she wasn't a pain in the ass, I wouldn't be like so. I wouldn't be this way. But she's just a pain in the ass. I can't. I just some days I can't take it. She drives me nuts. Like she wants to be around me 24/7. Everywhere I go, she goes. She wants to be my shadow. And then when I the other day, I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah, it was Friday. I went to my mom's at 11:15, and I didn't come back home till 4:30 because I had to go to my mom's, do a whole pile of stuff. Then I had to go to the city to get materials for a job. Then I went to go do a job. Then I went to go pick up my nephew. Then I went grocery shopping, and then when I came home, it was like 4:30. So I was gone for 5 hours straight. So I knew she was gonna be like, "Where the hell is this guy too?" But I saw on the camera that she was fine, right? I always got the cameras on to make sure she's okay and stuff, right? So I made sure she had water and all that, and gave her a few biscuits before I left. But when I came home at 4:30 and she saw me, she like ran to me and she was like all happy. And I was like, oh, I guess the pills are working because you're running around and you're hopping around. So I guess your arthritis isn't hurting because your pills kicking in. you know. Yeah, I mean, you know what, Paris? It's just the thing with me is I probably would never get another boxer. Like this isn't my dog anyway. This is my brother-in-law's dog. My ex-brother-in-law. He's the one who brought this dog in from England through the guy here that brings in dogs, right? And this is the second boxer that we've had here. And boxers are not the type of dog that I like. Boxers are like always got issues, always got problems, and I don't like the fact that they dig holes. I don't like the way they look. They're like dumb dogs. I don't really like them that much. I never liked boxers. Never liked them. Never will. I've always liked pit bulls, and that's what I've had two pit bulls in the past, and all my friends had pit bulls, and they were like, oh, great dogs. I would love to get a pit bull, to be honest, after she dies, and I know that I'll be a lot happier with the pit because I love pit bulls. They just have a different personality. They have a different attitude. They have a different way. They're not stupid dogs. They're like they don't do dumb shit. Like how boxers do and other dogs do. Pit bulls are like they're more of I'm gonna protect you to the day I die type of thing, and I'm not gonna do like stupid ass shit. and they're way smarter. They're so smart. So I've experienced pit bull life, and pit bulls are probably the smartest dogs I've ever been around. And I had a pit bull for 15 years, and I had my second pit bull I had for 7 years, and then, but I after the second year I had the girl. I had a female pit bull, and I gave it to my friend, and he said he wanted her, and I was like, yeah, you can get her, you can buy her from me. So I sold the dog to him because I couldn't have two dogs. So I kept the male, I kept my male, and I gave him the female. I sold it to him. And then he had the female for like 8 years, and then she passed away from a bone disease, which is unfortunate. But she was so cute. We called her Girly. She was like a cream color red nosed pit bull. She was so freaking cute. When she was young, she was like super small, and I used to have her in my hoodie pocket when I was driving. And she used to sleep in there. She used to go inside my pocket. She used to come across the seat, go into my pocket, and curl up and just sit in my lap while I was driving. She was so funny. I love that damn dog. She was so freaking cute. But she had, as she got older, her paws went, instead of being like this, it was like tilted a bit. So the doctor said the only way that they can fix her is to like break her bones in her sleep and fix it. Like, and I'm like, no, 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 no. I know you're not breaking the damn dog's bones and then fixing her. No, no, no. Fuck that. They had to do some dumb shit to her, and the operation was like $1,200. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. I said, she's fine. She runs around like she's crazy and she's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna straighten out her legs like that. It's a deformed thing, so leave her. She's meant to be that way. But she ended up dying from that bone disease or something like that she had. But she lived a good life though. She was alright. My friend took care of her. Yeah, she was a cream colored dog. I wish I had a picture of her. I would have showed you guys. I gotta find a picture of her, but she was a beautiful dog. She was small though, but she was cute. She's my sweetheart. But my big pit bull, he was a monster. He was like 75 pounds. He was solid rock hard muscle. I walked him every day, sometimes twice a day. Um, he was pretty much the love of my life, man. I loved that dog so much. When he died, I was destroyed. I never wanted another dog again. And then my sister got this damn dog, and I told her not to get this dog because boxes are annoying. And then everybody said, "Oh, boxes don't last long. They last 7 to 8 years." Meanwhile, Diamond's going 11 in February. 2 more months, she'll be 11, just like that. So the doctor told us the last checkup 2 weeks ago when the doctor came here, the vet doctor, he said to my sister, I wasn't here, but he said to my sister that you guys, whoever's taking care of this dog, takes care of this dog so much that she looks good, like her fur, like her coat is still good. Obviously she's got allergies, she's old, she's got arthritis. Um, obviously she's old, but she's in great shape. Her heart's in good shape. She's very, her teeth look okay. Obviously, she's gonna pee and shit a lot more because she's older. Her kidneys probably can't handle it. But she looks in great shape for her age. I can't promise you she's gonna stay this way, but usually boxes don't last this long. That's what the vet said. They don't last that long. Like they don't reach 8, 9 years old, 10 years old. So when we told them that she's 11, they were like, "No way." They're like, "She doesn't even look that old." But you could see in her face, because her face was all black at first, and then now it's all white because of the old, the white hair. So, but she's definitely been a lot happier the last, couple years. Since she's been living in here, she's been a lot happier. And since my asshole brother, ex brother-in-law, left here 3 years ago, it's gonna be 3 years in May that he left. So it's been 2.5 years he's left. The last 2 years, she's been absolutely different, dog. See, dogs aren't. They're some dogs are dumb, but um, yeah, exactly. Her put there was no guarantee on the pause. That's why I never did it, and I weren't gonna put her through that anyway. Um, the thing is with Diamond is like she was never my dog. You know, she was my ex brother in law and sister's dog. But when we had the renovation 4 years ago, I took her in because I didn't want her to die in the pool or fall in the pool because she fell in the pool twice, and I had to, like, drag her out of the pool because she got so scared that she didn't even know how to swim, and she wasn't used to it. So she panicked and she was just like trying, and I was like trying to get her to swim towards the steps. So I had to literally like drag her out from her collar, and she never fell in the pool ever since. But I always worry about her at nighttime, or during the day when a cat comes around, she'll like chase the cat and forget the pool's there and then fall into the damn water. But thank God that never happened. And when I'm not here, so then I said I might as well keep her inside. And I didn't mind. I love dogs and I love her to death. I felt bad for her. You know, Nobody really cared about her. My sister didn't have time for her. The kids didn't like her. My ex brother in law, he didn't even feed her sometimes. He used to beat her up sometimes when I caught him like kicking her and punching her sometimes, and I would like tell him off and stuff. But it didn't phase him. He still did it. See, but when he left, she got so much better, and she's a completely different dog now. She doesn't do like half of the crazy things she used to do before. And when he was around, he used to feed her, right? And she hardly ate when he was around, right? But ever since he left, right, she's been eating more, drinking more, and she's a lot more calm now. I noticed that she's calmer than ever because he's gone. So it makes a big difference, you know, personality wise and people wise. Dogs know, like they ain't stupid like that in that sense. Hey Tanya, I'm doing good. How are you? You back home safe and sound? So yeah, he was an awful person, and it just shows it because when he left, she just became a whole different animal. Everybody noticed it. They're like, "Oh wow, she's not all jumping on you and going crazy, and she's not like, you know." Everybody wants to be around her now. She's so calm. She feels like it's almost like she's relieved, not to see that guy anymore because of what he's probably done to her when we didn't. And when he was off and we weren't here, Lord knows what he did to that damn dog. So I felt bad for her. She's had a rough life, couple years, with that bastard. But that's why she loves me to death and she's always around me every day. She's like, finally, somebody who loves me. You couldn't come home because another showing, so I had to kill some time, and then I got charged an extra day for the rental car, but that's okay. There was another showing, and I went to the mall. There you go. Why not? Go to the mall. It's Black Friday weekend sale. You can find something. I saw you find some $10 pajamas. I saw your Black Friday video before I came on here because I had the notification. I was like, "Who is this?" And I was like, I see this Black Friday sale, and then you held up the like pajamas and said $10, and I was laughing. I said, "Tanya's always finding some deal. $10 jammies." Yeah, yeah. It's nice and cool here today, though. It's really nice and cool here today. I have my windows open, my doors open, no AC. Feels so nice. You can hear the crickets in the background and the tree frogs beeping and squeaking. Yeah, it's been a good day. I had tuna casserole for dinner tonight, and then at 8 o'clock, my nephew says, "Hey, bro, you want to go get some ice cream?" And I'm like, "We haven't gotten ice cream from that place in like a year." He goes, "I really feel like ice cream, man. I'm dying to eat some ice cream." I said, "Well, you better call that place because it's Sunday. I don't know if they're open." So he called and they said, "We're open till 9:30." He's like, "Let's go, man. Come on. I'll pay." I was like, "All right." I said, "I really don't want no ice cream, but whatever." So we went and got some chocolate Oreo, 2 scoops of chocolate Oreo uh, ice cream. It was really good, though. It was worth it. I'm probably going to pay for it tonight, but it's all good. I just want him to be happy. I took him and we got ice, man. So he's such a pain in my ass. I was like, "Bro, I don't want to go get no damn ice cream, man. It's too late for that shit. Ice cream messes me up. I can't eat that stuff too much." Don't get me wrong, I love ice cream, but I can't eat it very often. Hell no. But it was well worth it though. I'll pay for it later, but it's all good. It was really good. Really, really good. I couldn't tell you the last time we went there. I think it's over a year since we last went to that place. We used to go all the time when we were younger. Oh, when they were younger, and I was a little bit younger. I say about like maybe 3 years ago, we used to go all the time. And there used to be a specific ice cream called, um, what the hell was it called now? It was called something. What the fuck was it called? Cookie Monster ice cream or something like that. Oh man, I can't remember what it was called now. Was it called Cookie Monster ice cream? I don't know. It was something like that. Some weird ass name that it had. We had some weird name, and we used to eat it all the time. Can't remember what's it called now. Was it called Cookie Monster ice cream? I knew it was some crazy ass name. They had some blue ice cream, and I was like, "What the hell you guys got me eating?" And I was like, "Yeah, this is a Cookie Monster ice cream. Come on, bro, you gotta get it. It's so good." I ended up getting it. I'm like, "Shit, this tastes good. I like it." We ended up getting it every time. I think it was called Cookie Monster ice cream. I don't fucking know. These damn kids, they know everything about damn everything. So I tasted it. I was like, "Yeah, it tastes good." Oh boy. Tanya, I see you donated. Thanks. You can ask your questions when you're ready. And thank you. I can't stand when people say the day before that they're gonna do something and they don't do it. It pisses me off. This guy told me last night at 9 o'clock. I even went to check the message. He told me at 9 o'clock, "Yeah, I'm gonna have it done for you tomorrow," and it's still not done. I still haven't got it. Pisses me off when people say they're gonna do something and they don't do it. Then they wonder why I get mad. You want a general for this week and next week? Yeah, sure. I can do that for you. Give these cards a good shuffle. It's past 4 o'clock your time. So you got the scooter now? Okay, cool. You got the scooter, you just gotta put it together. Yeah, I know it's annoying. That's what happened to me today. Cause last night I said, "Yo, what's the deal with this shit? Like it's been 3 weeks, like and you still ain't done it, like you know." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna talk to the guy now." So then he sent me a voice note, and the guy says, "Yeah, I'll do it for you tomorrow." And nothing. It's already 10:30 here, and I still ain't got nothing. Shit pisses me off. But when it's the other way around, you'll be calling me every hour. You coming yet? You coming yet? You coming yet? You coming? You can do it. You can do it. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he'll be there tomorrow, maybe. All right. So, Tanya, for the next like 7 days this week coming up, I see you working a lot, doing a lot of work, business stuff, knowing how to do things properly and knowing how to do things, dealing with people in other states, other countries, possibly import export type of stuff. If that's the case, if not, it could be like negotiations or like just working. Just doing your thing. I feel you personally will be fine in your work sector and your work life in the next 7 days. That's fine. Now you might feel a little um you might feel like a little lazy, tired, especially going back to work, because you've been off all this time. So you might feel a little lazy this week, a little tired, you'd be like, I don't really feel like going to work, but I'm gonna go to work. I don't feel like doing this, but I'm gonna do it. Shit, I'm back to work now or whatever. Now the other thing I see here is you might you might not have like the faith you have in people like you used to have. So there could be like someone that you think about that was once your friend. um it's either two things. It's either you're gonna think about a lost friend that you had, and they might like show up in your life, or they might have might say something, or you might know something about them that's said to you from someone else, and you're like, oh well, I don't speak to that person anyway, so I could care less. So you might hear something about a fake friend from the past, or an old friend that has gotten into trouble, and you're gonna be like, yeah, see, oh, there you go, that's why I'm glad I didn't deal with him. So there could be like a possible, like, a valued friendship you once had, and you said, okay, well, I'm glad that I knew about this person, but I could care less because I don't speak to him anymore. So you might hear of something about that. Now, the last thing I see here for the next 7 days is you might feel like when you go to work, you do your part, but there might be a woman that you work with that never does their part, or they let you down every time because they're pessimistic, or they don't take the opportunity they have and run with it. And you might feel like they don't do their business part of things, even though they're experienced and they're older and they should know better. So you might be critical of someone you work with or someone you're around. But work should be good for you personally, but you might have to deal with some idiots or something like that, or a person. But otherwise, that it's not nothing bad, like nothing like you personally. All right, let me check the following week. So I'm going to check the 7th to the 14th. All right, let me see what this is about. Now, from the 7th to like the 14th, I would say that it looks a little bit, you might be annoyed that week, that second week of December, from the 7th to the 14th. Looks like you'll still feel kind of like blah. You'll still kind of feel like lazy a bit, not ambitious. You'd be like, oh God, here we go. Like it's almost Christmas. I can't wait. This is such bullshit dealing with work shit and dealing with life. I just can't wait for the holidays so I don't have to deal with this and just be on vacation again. You might be reminiscent of Orca Island, things like that. Um, Try to stay away from conflict. That's something that I see that can possibly happen. There could be like conflict between you and somebody. It could be like if this isn't conflict between you and somebody, it could be like uh, a competition between you and other people, and it can get like pretty intense, the competition you have with someone else. Or this could be like somebody at work trying to cause conflict and trying to compete with you and trying to aggravate you. I get a blonde person. So if there's a light colored hair person or a blonde person that you work around that's a bitch or competitive or annoying, this person might be very significant in your life as far as a pain in the ass for the next 2 weeks, right? Now it doesn't have to be, but I got two cards with two blonde people in it. So if the person is blonde, you might have a little, aggravation with that person, right? Now this person can be very insecure. It can feel very weak. They might think that they have the willpower to deal with you, but they don't. And then after all this happens, right? At the end of 2 weeks' time, you're going to feel like you've released yourself from this whole thing. And then you're gonna like feel like you might say something to this person finally if you haven't, and be like, you know what, woman, let me tell you something. This, and this. And then after you say that to that person won't even know what to say back. Now, this is like, whatever this is, you're going to be, whatever the conflict that's given to you, you'll make it like, it'll be fine by the end of the 2 weeks. It might aggravate you for a few days, but the end result, now remember, this is the end result, is you winning these conflicts and reaching towards your final enlightenment to say, finally, I can release myself and break through, break away from all this bullshit, and I don't have to deal with this shit no more. I don't have to deal with this person no more. I don't have to deal with fucking bullshit no more. I feel like I'm finally like free from this shit. So I would say the end of the 2 week period that you're asking me to check, like maybe the 12th, 13th, 14th of December, that 2 week period, I feel like you'll finally feel like, you know what? I did what I had to do. It was a struggle, it was an uphill battle. I had to deal with some conflict here and there, but you know what? I'm good now. Because the last card I have here is like understanding that, hey, this is the beginning of the end now. I said my piece, or the bullshit's finally done, and now I can move on now. Now I can release myself from the bond that I have with certain people or certain situations that I dealt with. So, regardless of what this is, right? Conflict, people, aggravation, insecurity, whatever this shit is, just know that it's only gonna last, you know, so long, and then poof, you release yourself from it. It gets released from you, and you don't have to worry about it no more. Like, it'll affect you, but in the end, you're gonna be the one that's, thank God I don't have to deal with this shit no more. You know what I mean? So it looks positive towards the end of the 2 weeks, but during the 2 weeks, there might be some irritation with people. But remember, the good thing is that you're going to be fine. It's just the people around you aren't. And they might involve you in their bullshit. So try to stay neutral. Try to stay focused on what the big picture is you. Remember that. So if you do that, you'll be fine. But I see, people can cause conflict or cause you to feel a certain way against them. And you'd be like, you know what? Fuck you people. You know, I'm good. I'm gone. I can release myself from all of you now. I said my piece. Yeah, so between work and Phil's family, especially if there's a blonde person or a light colored hair person, like dirty blonde or anything like that, um, this woman or this person might be a pain in the ass. So just beware of that. That's all. But whatever they do, it's not gonna like affect you in the long run. In the long run, like you're gonna come out of it. Okay. Yeah. Well, if her reading said the same thing, because her reading resonated with me for Aquarius, she said that I'm gonna get some money and shit, and I'm supposedly gonna get my inheritance this week coming. My cousin told my mom that the check's been sent last week, so we should get it this week. So in the mail tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we should get it. We should get the check in the mail. Finally, after 2 fucking years. Well, if both of us said it, then it's obviously, it's something's there. When you hear it twice, it's meant. It's meant. It means something. Yeah. And it's a normal thing. People are just irritated. But yeah, stars reading. I read her. I listened to her reading for this week. It says like abundance of money or something for me for Aquarius, or like a big surprise financially or some shit it said. And I listened to it and I was like, oh boy, isn't this true? Finally. So yeah, I'm glad that my cousin called my mom and told her. She's like, the checks are mailed. They should be on to you guys this week. And I'm like, finally. Yep, exactly. So even if the conflict isn't directed to you, you might be in the middle of the conflict. You might witness the conflict. You might be involved in the conflict, but at the end of the day, it's not going to be nothing to do with you. Like, You can release yourself from it because it's nothing to do with you, or it's gonna. And even if it is, the person that starts the conflict might end up apologizing or misinformation or something like that, or you know. But who cares, man? The good thing is that the end result is nothing's gonna be. You're not gonna be held accountable for anything. That's what I get. So whatever controversy these people conjure up, you'll be fine at the end of the day. It's not gonna affect you personally. At least long term, it's not gonna affect you. Maybe a little week or two or something like that, but that's about it. Yeah, exactly. Just keep the effort up and show up. Yeah. Like I always say to everybody, if you go to work and do your job every day, who cares about who's there and what whoever says what? At the end of the day, your job description is to do this, this, and this. If you do it and do what your boss tells you to do, then what else can you do? How can you fuck up? You know? There is no there is no fuck up. You just keep killing them with what you know. I'll give you an oracle card too, Tanya. I'll give you the talking to heaven mediumship cards. It's Sunday, so we'll give you one of these. I have time. Oh boy. Okay. All right. So your card is "It was my time to go." Look at that scenery. Looks like an island to me with a beach. Excuse Diamond's snoring. All right, this says, "It was my time to go. I know that it feels like a dream you can't wake up from, but please be reassured that every soul comes into the world with a predetermined time and also exits at the time it's meant to for its own growth. When I first came here, it all just seemed too amazing to believe, but now I see that there is a larger force and an incredible order to everything in the universe. Every soul has a cosmic plan it must follow. What you might perceive as an accident is merely a step in the cosmic dance." It's a very simple message there. Cool. It was very short but sweet. But yeah, see that? It was my time to go. So if you were thinking about, I wish that Phil was here with the at the island with me, and why the hell did he have to go? And why did he? Now I'm stuck with all this bullshit. This and that. So if you've been thinking that way, that's his way of saying, "Hey, look, it was my time to go. I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry I left you with all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, I had to go. I had to go. It's not your fault. It's not mine. It's just my time." I think that's what that means to me, honestly. Hey Virgo, how you doing, sweetie? You good? Yeah, I remember you said that to me. So maybe that because he knows that's on your mind, He wants you to know that it's not your fault. It's just predetermined. God already knows when we're gonna go. We just don't. Yeah. And I always ask God to keep me around so I can help my family. And if He can do that for me, I'll be grateful. But He might change my time because I'm a good boy. But yeah, and you shouldn't have guilt issues because there's nothing you can do about it. I'll tell you a story about a very good friend of mine that used to come in here, but she doesn't come in here anymore because I made her realize that she doesn't have to feel that guilt anymore and she just lives her life now. She doesn't get readings from me no more. And I told her not to because I pretty much, she was feeling the same way. See, she's a nurse and her husband was dying and she was taking care of her husband. Now imagine you're a nurse and you're giving your husband CPR on the ground of the bedroom. And it's a true story. She told me this, and I know it's true because I had to like reassure her that her husband didn't fucking hate her, because she couldn't revive him back to life. And she tried to do CPR on him for a long time, but just couldn't revive him, just couldn't bring him back to life. And she's a nurse, qualified. She's still a nurse till today. And she was crying, bawling her eyes out to me when I did a mediumship reading with her. And I did a few, and her husband came through every time. And I told her, if your husband had something bad about you or thought that you were the reason he died, he would not come to you in spirit because he will hold that against you probably. Or he probably think you want him to die. But he said to me to tell her that he didn't want her to ever feel that way. Because when it's your time, it's your fucking time. You can do CPR, you can electrocute the fucking shit out of you, try and bring you back to life. It ain't gonna happen. If it's your time, it's your time. It just ain't gonna happen. Just like my dad, when he had that heart attack, and those guys tried to revive him, it weren't working because his time was already done. And when I saw him in spirit right after he was in that ambulance, I knew right away he was gone. I didn't even need no more confirmation. And there's nothing my mom could have done. There's no CPR that's gonna fix that shit. You're dead. You're dead. You can't do nothing about it. You see what I'm saying? And I tried to explain that to her the same way, but she just wanted to know from what he wanted, what like she wanted to know if did she fail him? Like does he think that she fucked up? Like, cause she's a nurse. She's supposed to bring him back to life, right? She had a hard time with it, but I helped her a lot realize that that's not the case. She's like a sister to me. I haven't seen her in a very long time, but you know and I reassured her that her husband was not you know grudging her, or she should never feel guilty or anything. She did everything she could, but it's your time. And yeah, it is, it's your time. You can't do nothing about it. I know you want that last minute or that last day to talk to him about shit. If that's why you should never hold back in your daily life. If you want to say something to somebody, fucking tell them. Like me, if I want to say something to somebody, I'm going to tell you. And if you die before I tell you, I'm going to tell you in spirit. I'll tell you regardless. It don't make no difference to me. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever hold back. Because if you ain't a medium like me, then you ain't going to have a chance to tell them. And if you do, you might not think it works because you ain't one. But they'll hear you. You can tell them. They'll listen. They'll listen. Trust me. Just address them and they'll listen. They'll be like, oh shit, here we go. They're gonna tell me how they feel about me now that I'm in spirit. And trust me, they know they can hear you. Yeah, it's your time, it's your time. He's right. Phil's right. And I always every time I spoke to Phil when I in the beginning when I first met you, he never ever said that, you know, you did something wrong to him. He even told me like I don't care what she does with my belongings. Just get rid of everything. I don't want her to feel any type of way with my shit. You know, just do what you gotta do. I'm totally okay with it. You know, so and that's just the reality of it. You know, you have to understand that that's the way it is. And that's what I told my mom when my dad died. I said, I'm glad he died from a heart attack. He went quick. I don't want him. I don't want to go see him in a home in dementia with dementia and all that shit. I don't want to see him suffering in a hospital. Look what happened to him when he went in the hospital in April. He went fucking crazy. He was all fucked up. He didn't know what to do. He was so pissed. He was like, what the fuck am I doing here? I don't even want to be here. And then they gave him these fucked up pills and shit. And, you know, he went crazy. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't even want to go see him. And then, like, you know, he ended up being all right for a while. And then that's it. I knew he was going to die sooner or later because the doctor told me in July his heart's at 30%. So he can die any day now. That's what he said. He said, Mark, your dad's going to die any day now. So enjoy him while you can. And I said, all right, you know, whatever. Like, and now I can talk to him in spirit. And he led me to get a plaque from my dad, for his dad. And that's it. I'd rather go fast too. I don't want to go. I don't want to suffer, man. Fuck that shit. Hell no. You know how hard that is seeing somebody you love suffer from an illness and then die? Man, I don't want to see that. Nah, I'm good. See, I don't have to like worry about that type of shit. And if I need to speak somebody in spirit, then I'll just do it. I'll find a way to connect with them. Believe me. And that's why I'm not really worried about the after part. I just don't want to see the physical part go to shit, you know? Hey Rudy, how you feeling? You're welcome, Tanya. And you just have to understand that that's how they communicate. You know, they don't want you to feel any type of way. You can't save nobody like that. It ain't gonna happen. When I saw my dad trying to get resuscitated on that floor, I just went outside and I sat on the chair and I knew it was over. I just said, well, if they're trying to pump him and trying to bring him back to life, that means he's gone. He had a heart attack or something. I said, the doctor warned me a couple months ago he was going to die any day now, and he did. And then I said to myself, I have nothing on my conscience with my dad. I don't have to tell him nothing because everything I always wanted to say to him, I've told him. You know, I don't have no beef with my dad. Like, I don't grudge him for anything. I don't hate him for anything. You know, I'm just glad that he died in peace. He didn't have to suffer no more. My dad was already suffering enough. So that's it. It's the way life is. You can't like, yeah, but the thing is spirit life is another form of life. It's just another way of living, but you just live in a different way. So it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just that right now I just have a little silent little prayer with God sometimes. I say, you know, and I ask spirit to connect with me and God and say, hey, look, if you could spare my life and let me help my mom and my sibling, my nephews and myself, and keep me around healthy and make sure nothing happens to me, I'll be greatly appreciative of that. You know, I can't just tell God, you know, I want to stay alive forever. That's not going to work. But I do literally beg him to keep me out of the hospital and away from diseases and away from trouble and keep me to a point where I can help my family. And that's all I really want, you know? Because without me, they'll be fucked. I need to be the strong, you know, be the rock of the family. And if he can allow me to do that, I'll be grateful. That's all. But if he wants to, all he's got to do is go like that. Boom. It's over for you, Mark. You're coming over here now. But I don't want him to do that. I honestly do want to live a long time and be on this earth as long as I can in a physical form, but without pain and without misery and without depression, without, some bad shit in my life. And I know I probably will be okay, because I ain't really doing nothing bad to nobody, so I'm good. I have nothing on my conscience. I'm good. And I know that I'm doing the right thing by helping my mom, my family, people, you guys, myself, you know. That's all that matters at the end of the day. Is you keep doing what you gotta do and you'll be alright. Put your trust in God, you'll be fine. But not too many people want to hear that because they don't believe it. See, because something bad happens to them. Oh yeah, see, there is no God. God don't like me. Wah, wah. Whatever. Shut up. Yeah, I look forward to that day. I really do, Tanya. I look forward to that day. I honestly tell people, Virgo can tell you that I've been telling people for years that I wish I was rich and I had a private jet and I can pick you all up and visit you all. I wish. I wish I can see you guys. I wish I could hang out with you guys and, see each other. I wish I was rich enough to have the money to, like, bring everybody here and have a good time and just talk shit and, visit each other. That'd be cool as shit. Wish I could teleport, like, time machine and all that. But it's all good. Two flights, yeah, it's guaranteed. It's two flights, yeah. Bermuda, the only flights that Bermuda goes direct is to here to England. That's a direct flight, 7 hours, which is I've been on there twice. Um, we fly here to the island of Portugal. That takes like 3 to 4 hours. It's called the Azores. That's a direct flight, just seasonable. And the only American flights is from here to Boston, here to New York, here to Atlanta, and here to Miami. Those are like, and here to Canada. Those are the only direct flights that we have. Everything else you have to connect from one of those places. Yeah. So wherever you guys are, you would have to go to New York or Boston in order to connect to come to Bermuda directly for like 2 hours after that. It's only a 2 hour flight from here to Boston, here to New York, here to Philadelphia. It's like 2 hours and a couple minutes. Like even Canada's like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours. Atlanta's like 3 hour flight. Here to Miami's like 3.5 hours. But yeah, we do have direct flights, but not to where any of you are. You guys are. You guys don't live in none of those cities. Some of you do. Some people do live in New York that I know. My other friend, she lives in Boston. But you guys live, further away. You guys live over the Midwest and West. I have a lot of people here from Cali and shit. And from you guys, where you guys live. But even where you are, Tanya, I think, if I'm correct, I believe there's a flight from here to Baltimore, and that's probably the closest to you of a direct flight that there is. But Marley lives in ATL, so she would have to drive a pretty good distance to get to the airport, and then she can come a direct flight here. So if you come here with Marley, you would have to go ATL first. You would have to go Atlanta and then Atlanta, Bermuda, 3 hour flight. But I believe that there is a Baltimore flight, which is the closest to you. I don't know how far Baltimore is from you, Tanya, but One time I went on a direct flight to Baltimore, but I don't know if it still exists. But I went to Baltimore and Washington one time, and about 10 years ago. So I don't know if that flight even exists. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So if you're flying together, you would have to go to ATL to Georgia. Yeah, and then from Georgia to here, it's only 3 hours. Not even 3 hours, like two and a half maybe. That direct flight still exists. But yeah, that'd be cool if you do that to see your godson. That'd be nice. That'd be so cool. Yeah, see, that's a long way. Holy shit. Hey, you never know. It can all become a reality very soon. You just never know. Yeah. Like I said on my earlier live today, I kind of like said a few things, and I hope nobody took offense to it, but I really don't give a fuck. I speak what's on my mind. But one of the reasons I haven't been away in the last like 5 years, almost 6 years now, is because the places that I love went to shit. Atlanta and Boston were my two favorite places, and they both went to shit. They literally both went to shit, especially the places that I was in Atlanta. And another thing I don't like about going to the United States for the past, 5 years is the way that, all this fucking alphabet crew carries on, and all these fucking trannies and shit. I don't like none of that, seeing that shit when I go out. See, in Bermuda, I'm not looking at, I can't, that shit don't exist here. I don't want to see a guy dressed up as a girl in the mall. I don't want to see a woman dressed as a man in the mall. I don't want to see fucking those weirdos carrying on in the mall, acting fucking nuts and shit. I can't handle seeing that shit when I go away. I remember going to America and never seeing that shit. Yeah, fuck that. I know. But that's just me. Like, I just can't handle that type of stuff. When I go away, I like to go away on vacation and have fun. And I don't want to see negative shit. And I don't want to see those type of things when I go to the mall or when I go to a basketball game looking at that fucking freaks everywhere and shit. I can't handle that. And I never will handle that. Because in Bermuda, we don't have that dumb shit. It don't work like that over here. You get your ass beat up for that shit. You ain't bringing my kids to that. Hell no. My nephew, he's in England, and he says it's so bad out there, it's unreal. But he says him and his friend just laugh at those people and just know that they're delusional. He says it doesn't bother him that much because it's a regular thing out there. But he says you're right, Uncle Mark. In Bermuda, we don't see none of that shit. Not like out here. But that's one of the main reasons I don't go away no more. Is I'm sick and tired of seeing like crazy people. There's a lot of disrespectful people out there, and I just don't want to see certain things. And you know what? The price of everything went up. It's like I used to go to Boston and Atlanta and rent a hotel, and it used to be like $200 a night. Now it's $400-500 a night. So if I go away for like a week, that's like 3 grand, almost 3 grand to stay at a shit hotel. And I still gotta get a car. I still gotta have spending money, the plane ticket. You must be fucking nuts. Hell no. Not spending no thousands and thousands of dollars for a week. I can stay in Bermuda and be in a place that everybody wants to come to, and I can save my money and chill out. Yeah, of course, it's gonna be more than that. Because in Bermuda, it's ridiculous. But see, here in Bermuda, if you guys really came here, if you guys really wanted to come here, like for real, I would have to know in advance so I can get you guys a decent place. Because I know a few people that have Airbnbs here, and I know people that like would if I told them that I have people coming from away and they're decent people, and I want you guys to rent your place, I would get you guys a really cheap place to stay that's decent, you know. But I would never like put you guys in a shithole, and I would never let you guys come here and pay no ridiculous prices. That ain't happening, you know. So yeah, I know a few places that I know a guy that has my friend Eugene. He has a place right next door over here, like it's right down the hill. It's like a 5 minute walk from me. You walk down the hill, then you walk down another little road, and you're right there. It's an Airbnb. It's got a pool. It's like a little it's like a nice place. It's got two like apartments, two bedrooms. And I can probably get it for like $200 a night if I really begged them. You know, it's better than paying five a night at a hotel. And plus, it's right next door to me. I can just get you guys. I mean, you'll be in a safe neighborhood too. It's really nice there. But yeah, I would have to know in advance and book it, and then you guys would be all right. I tell everybody that I will always make sure I get you guys a decent place that you don't have to pay a lot of money for. Because you don't want to go in a hotel in Bermuda. I tell you that right now. You would not want to be in a hotel. It's too much money. It's like $500 plus for a hotel a night. And that's for like a bullshit room. You be getting some bullshit ass small room 10 by 10 for 500 a night. You'd be lucky to get a decent place for that much. That's why I would never do that. Hell no. But you know what? There's a place in downtown Boston called Sonesta Hotel. And there's another one called the Onyx that I stayed at when I went to go watch the Celtics play. And I paid up to $350, $400 a night for those fucking rooms in 2000. Before COVID, I was already paying three something $400 a night. And I would go for 5 nights, and it was $2,000 for 5 nights. And I used to be so pissed that I had to pay that money. But at that time, I was making good money anyway, so I didn't really give a fuck, right? You know, when you got the money, you don't really care. So I paid $2,000 for 5 nights, right? This is no joke. I paid $500 for 2 basketball tickets, right? I paid $400 and something dollars for the plane ticket on JetBlue. It was pretty cheap. It's like 360 or 380 I paid. This is in 2020. When was the last time I went away in January? And I didn't rent a car. I just walked to the stadium, which was 10 minutes away. So I didn't have to, rent a car. And then I probably spent like $1,000 on, clothes, food, gifts, things like that. So if you add that all up, it's like $5,000 that I spent in 5 days, like spending $1,000 a day. And now it's even worse. I'm like, oh, hell no. No. I remember that's it. And then after I came back from away in 2020 in that January trip, I said, I'm not going away no more. And then COVID hit, and I said, I'm definitely not going away now. Because even in 2020, before COVID hit, it was ridiculous prices at that time. And I was pissed. I was so fucking mad. I was like, I don't think I'm coming back here no time soon. This place is getting like Bermuda, expensive as shit. And I'm like, what's the sense of coming away and saving money and going on vacation when I'm spending all this money and I'm paying more money at a hotel. I'm paying $2,000 for a week for 5 days at a hotel, and $2,000 I can spend here in Bermuda for my rent and my bills and still have money left over. You must be fucking crazy. Hell no. I ain't spending all that money. I can't justify spending 5 grand for a week in Boston. You fucking crazy? What the hell? No way. I'd rather order shit online and stay home. I live in paradise. Why the fuck am I gonna go out there? So I can see a bunch of trannies everywhere and a bunch of lunatics and drug addicts and shit ass fucking mall stuff. And then it's not even the same anymore. The only reason I go to Boston is to watch sports and watch games. The shopping is almost the same prices as here. So what's the sense of going out there? I can watch shit on TV. I've been there before. I'm into over 30 basketball games, so why do I have to go again? I've been there, done that. And I used to go away every year, constantly. Every year, two, three, four, 5 times a year. I used to go for these weekend little hops to go watch games, go hang out with my friends and shit, you know, go to a party or something, go on my birthday, go on this, go on that day, go watch a big game, spend all the money and be like, yeah, cool, I'm away, yay. Now I just don't have the urge to spend that type of ridiculous money for nothing. So I say, yeah, I'm not going away no more, no time soon. Bye. Especially to no place that's got crazy ass people in it. Don't get me wrong, I love the United States and I love Boston. I love Atlanta and I would love to go there again. But when I hear my friends come back, they're like, yeah, you're not missing nothing, Mark. It's still a shithole. It's still, full of idiots. Yeah, the prices are not that great. It's not like you're going away and getting good prices anymore. It's the same prices as here. So that's why I believe I caught the greatest error of shopping and prices ever. And now it's like you go away, you have to be a millionaire to go away, or you have to like save up some money that you know you're never gonna get back. It's too ridiculous right now to go away and spend all that type of money. Hell no. I need that money to pay bills. And you know what? I just don't feel like going away anymore. I don't have the urge to go away anymore. I don't have the the desire to go on a plane and go shopping and go see shit that I've seen already. I would like to go somewhere where I've never been before. That's what I like to do. I would love to go. I actually want to go Portugal again. I want to go Portugal next year, at least one more time in my lifetime. I love Portugal. Portugal is like one of my favorite places. I've been there 3 times and I would love to go one more time to see my soccer team play, and just like have fun. Go out there and see my family one more time. That's going to be a very expensive trip because it's expensive out there. You too. The euro is more than the dollar. It's crazy. So you got to spend a lot of money when you go out there too. So I don't know. We'll see. But otherwise, that I don't think I'll be going anywhere. I love being home. I love my island in the sun here. I love being here, and I'm had enough. I've been away so many times. I don't need to go no more. I let everybody else have fun. I remember every time I went away, people were like, "You're from where?" I'm like, "I'm from Bermuda." Why the hell are you here? People go to there for vacation. You're coming here for vacation? I said, "Well, not really." I said, "I'm not like hanging out on your beaches and shit because I have that at home." I'm like, "I just want to come here to watch sports." Oh, but you can watch it on TV. I said, "Well, I wanted to watch it live. I have the money to do it and I have the desire to do it. I'm a big sports fan." So they're like, "Oh, okay. That's cool. How long is the flight?" I'm like 2 hours. Oh, well, yeah, I would definitely go do it if I were you. Yeah. I understand why you're here now. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be in Bermuda all the time. I want to come here and watch my team play. Everybody always said that to me. Why the hell are you here? You live in Bermuda. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like nowhere to go in Bermuda. You know that, right? You can only go so far. You want to see the Marriott part? Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've drove across it. It's in Fatima. I've drove across there. I've seen it and all that. I've never actually been in there, but I've seen it. My parents and my sister went. My auntie and uncle went one time. I've never been in there and actually seen it, but I've drove across it. We never went though, because the day we were gonna go, it was fucking pouring rain. And my friend said, "Look, we'll go some other time." It was really bad weather. We were on the train that day, and we were coming across, and we said, "You feel like stopping?" He's like, "No, man, it's fucking pouring. We're gonna get soaked." Because we were on the train and we were going to the game, but we were early. We were gonna stop there like in the morning. But yeah, it's the place that where there's a story from back in the day that where Mary appeared to these kids in Fatima in Portugal. Years and years and years ago, Mary appeared in spirit to these kids in Portugal, and ever since that day, it's been like a thing there where they pray to Mary and stuff, which a lot of people are against. It's a big place called Fatima. It's huge. My sister and my mom and dad went one year, and they said it was amazing. It was full of people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a big sacred place. Yeah. The original story is she appeared to like these kids. Then after that, um, a lot of just the other day, like they were disrespecting Mary, saying that we shouldn't pray to her, and who is she and all this bullshit. And I'm like, these people are fucking delusional. Like, that's the mother of Jesus, you moron. The fuck you mean she's not irrelevant? So your mother's not irrelevant either? That's what I said to this person. I said, so what, your mother's not irrelevant? Who the fuck you think gave birth to you, moron? Your mother means everything. How would you feel if your kid said, yeah, I don't pray to my mom. Fuck her. She's nothing. I'm the real deal. Knock you to hell out. Yeah. It's more of a Catholic thing. Yeah. All the Catholics believe in praying to Mary and worshiping her. But some Catholics don't worship Mary. They don't believe in it. There's a priest that said that, oh, we don't worship Mary, we just acknowledge and pray to her. Wrong, asshole. The Portuguese Catholics acknowledge her and pray to her and actually dedicate a whole month of May is her month. And that's the month that it happened or something like that. And then in the Portuguese Catholic religion, they worship her and they pray to her every single year on that month, a month of May. They have a whole month dedicated to her. And that's why Mary appeared to those kids and those people in Portugal. And that's why, you know, that area in Portugal exists. And millions of people visit it every year. If it didn't exist, then why did they go? They're delusional. Dumbasses. The Portuguese Catholic religion is even more, it's deeper than the English Catholic religion. If you don't believe me, go to Portugal, you'll see. I'm Portuguese and I know they like over worship everything. They over pray everything. They go nuts when it comes to like religion. Like everything is God, Mary, and Jesus. Everything is praying and all that. Portuguese people are like super religious and super Catholic. And they have their own like ceremonies, their own parades and their own ways and all that. And Portuguese people are so, a lot of Portuguese people are so religious and worship God so much that they had a statue called Santo Christ, right? Saint Christ in English. And this saint was built, right? It was made, this statue was built. And it's a statue, it's a big statue of just his waist up of Jesus, right? And it's called Saint Christ in Portuguese, right? That's what they call it. And they have a big festival. And the reason they have a festival every year for him is because this statue, right, that they built many, many years ago, they built it in an island called the Azores, which is an island right off of Portugal where my parents were born. I've been there a few times. Beautiful place. And I've even seen the statue before. And this statue used to grow nails, like literally nails like us. And you know how we have to cut our nails when they get big? Well, these two nuns, right? They used to take care of the church. And one day the nun came in and she's like, "What the fuck?" Like she went to clean the statue because that's what they do. They clean the church, they clean the statues, they replace the candles at the church and all that. So one day she went to go clean the statue, and the statue had long nails, like his nails needed to be cut. The statue literally had human nails. So they all freaked the fuck out, right? And they didn't know what to think. They didn't know what to do. And this is a true story. Like this ain't no bullshit. This actually really happened. A lot of people witnessed it because they had to prove it, right? So they all people like were like, even the priests went to go touch it, like, and he was like, "No fucking way, like this can't be real." Like, so they started to worship this statue because they felt like it was God Himself in there, right? It was actually Jesus, right? So that same statue still exists still today, right? And it people tried to steal it to make money off of it. So they had to lock it up like a jail in a jail cell, and it had to be 24/7 monitored because people tried to steal it because it was some type of it was a big thing, right? So anyway, so they tried to take the statue one day, and they tried to transport it by boat to Portugal because in the Azores it wasn't secure. They had to get it out of there, so they had to put it, and they wanted to take it to Portugal. So when they took the statue in a truck with police presence, they took it and they put it on the boat. And as soon as they put that statue on the boat and they started the engine started to have problems. Then the weather just started freaking the fuck out. It started to get cloudy, windy, rainy, and all this wind came and the boat couldn't go nowhere. The boat wouldn't even start, apparently, right? This is all like true story shit that happened years and years ago. I've heard a few people tell me this story, especially my parents, right? But apparently, like this is all true. So it was so bad that they tried to transport this statue from the island of Azores to Portugal 3 times, and they got denied all 3 times. So when the third time, and the statue, every time they tried to transport the statue, some bad shit would happen. So they just gave up and said, "Look, we can't take this statue nowhere. We're gonna have to leave it in the Azores in the island, locked up, monitored." And it's still there till today. It's still there. And every year they bring it out. And people like kneel down before the statue because they know like the statue is pretty much real. It's like a real person, like, real form, like how you see on movies and shit. Like statues come to life and all that. And apparently they still cut the nails till today and all that shit. Yeah. That's true story stuff. And that's why Portugal is such a religious sacred place, especially the island of Azores. where my parents were born. They're super religious. My parents, they're very religious. They go to church every Sunday no matter what. They got rosaries everywhere, all sorts of like they go nuts over like religion and God and all that. Yep. That's why like I'm the way I am. That's why I'm a really strong believer because I know like that's my heritage. That's what they do. Portuguese people like they go out of their way to worship God and Mary and pray all the time. That's why I'm the way I am too. It kind of rubbed off on me. But yeah, apparently what I just said is a true story. I've seen the statue, but I've never been close to it, like to see the nails and all that. But I've seen it a few times. Yeah, even if you can't, it doesn't matter. Good night, Virgo. Take care, sweetheart. Have a good day tomorrow and enjoy your night. Thanks for hanging up. But Tanya, it doesn't matter if you can't go. God's never gonna grudge you or anything. Like Spirit would never grudge you for that. They know what the deal is. They know. That's why it's always good to pray. And it's definitely like I've been in one of those type of years where for me it's been like a life changing year for me with prayer and religious things, spirit. It's been absolutely nuts for me personally. I've seen like miracles happen. I've seen shit happen that I didn't even think is possible, to be honest. Spirits in full effect around my life this year, that's for sure. PP and sleep, that sounds good. It's already 11:36. I've been on here for almost 2 hours, so I need time to go to sleep too. But I'm glad you're back and you're safe, Tanya. I'm glad all is good. I hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. And I'll be here tomorrow at some point in time. It's supposed to rain here tomorrow, so I might be here during the day. If you see me here in the morning, you know it's raining. So it's been raining off and on here. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my ass to sleep, give Diamond her medication, and I'm gonna go night night. You're welcome, Tanya, and thank you too. I appreciate you. All right, guys, take care.